Doug in PA back with another one. So, guys, apparently it's okay for women with children to just admit that they hate being a mom. They hate it. They don't like it. Now, these women chose to have children, but they hate being a mom. You see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, and you see articles like this on mommywise.com. Guys, I find these articles because I know you're never going to find articles like these. Why would you ever go to mommywise.com? But this article is called "What If I Hate Being a Mom?" where this Natalie Navarez tells women it's okay to hate being a mom from time to time. And can you imagine if a guy wrote this article saying, "Hey guys, it's okay to hate being a dad most of the time." In fact, try to Google and find an article where dads straight up admit to hating being a father. Yeah, exactly. The double standard is sickening. So we're gonna get into this article. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I'd really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this article. It says, yesterday, I spoke with a new mom who was having a rough time. She's at home with her 7-month-old, breastfeeding, doing all the childcare and night parenting, and feeling guilt ridden for not being very happy. Guys, what do I always say about being happy? Women have brought the concept of being happy into everything. I should be happy at work. I should be happy in the gym. I should be happy in a relationship all the time. I should just be happy, happy, happy. And us men know that life isn't about happiness. Men have to do certain things for society to run. We have to get stuff done. Being happy has nothing to do with it. This woman expects that being a mom is going to make you happy all the time. It's not. She's naturally, she loves her son. She's grateful for the opportunity to be with him, but she feels trapped, lonely, and like every other mom is having more fun. So she's probably scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and looking at her favorite influencers on the phone with this false life, like they're having a good time being a mom. Sometimes it's so bad that she gets into the shower at the end of the day and just cries. She's crippled by sleep deprivation. Her husband works 12 hours a day and doesn't get how awful she feels. He gets to go to work, which is by far the easier job. Okay, now pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. How does she know that? She doesn't have to feel the burden of having to support a wife and a child. See, this is one of the biggest okey dokes that women have pulled in modern society. These articles where a stay-at-home mom, if she were to get a salary, it would be over $100,000 a year. They do all this stuff. They do the job of a maid and a cook and a nanny and all this stuff. BS. The person who carries the weight of supporting the family has a harder job. Don't forget, 48% of men in this country work infrastructure jobs. They're on the roofs. They're in the sewers, climbing the power lines, laying concrete, and those guys are not happy at their job. What a joke. This sounds familiar? A few years ago, when my kids were 2 and 4, I ran into an old friend who I hadn't seen in 10 years. He was divorced with no kids and was so genuinely excited to hear all about my family. Wow, you're a mom, he said. That's amazing. What's it like? My response was a shock, like a bucket of ice water thrown at my face. I don't like it at all, I said with far too much honesty. His face fell, his jaw dropped, and I instantly knew I had made a terrible mistake. Moms aren't allowed to feel this way, certainly not allowed to say it out loud because it makes a person, male or female, to think that there's danger for the children. We've seen stories where women have taken out their kids. You remember that story where that woman put all of her kids in the bathtub and took them out? If moms say stuff like this, women get overcome by emotion and throw infants in the trash can, or they put their kids in the car and push the car off of a dock into a lake. That's why it hits him like a bucket of cold ice water. He's probably worried for your kid's safety. I would. Most harm and most deletions of the elderly and children are women. So yes, it should have hit him like a bucket of ice water to the face. She said, I began dog paddling backwards. Of course, I love my kids, and I wouldn't change a thing, but diapers, mopping up vomit, bleeding nipples, and breast pumps, being awakened repeatedly through the night at 5 to 6 a.m. daily for 4 consecutive years. No, the truth is that I like nothing about the actual job. Yeah, I love my kids more than anything else in the world, so I do it anyway, even if I hate it sometimes. Well, yeah, well, that's what the men have to do to keep society running. They hate their jobs a lot of the time, but society needs these men to do these jobs so we can have internet, power, air conditioning, roads, sewer, all that stuff. And men don't complain about it like women feel entitled to with freaking motherhood. Says if you've ever felt this way, read on to learn. Blah blah blah. So having a baby is one of the biggest changes a person can face, and 99% of case, it's the woman's life that changes the most. If you're able to be a stay-at-home mom, your life will quickly become all about diapers, spit up, and crying. And we're not just talking about the baby's regular tears, but it should though, because when a child is born, it's not about you anymore, ladies. Your life is over. It's the child's life. And I honestly think this, guys. I think that men are more likely to accept this than women are in 2024. You have too many women thinking that they can still live their best lives and be a mom. No way. The situation becomes even more dire if you're trying to maintain your career. How can a woman reasonably be expected to work 8 hours a day and raise a happy, healthy child? You'll spend your lunch break, doing this, and there will never be time when you're not tired. Additionally, you'll feel guilty about going to work as if not being there 24/7 for your child will permanently mess them up. And here's the thing, there's a new growing area of counseling for career women, right? Where these career women, they went right back to work after they gave birth and they missed when the child was young and they feel bad about it. Ladies, guys, I don't have any children, but I can tell you, your children are only young once, and your job does not care about you enough for you to miss those young years. Why, as a woman, would you forego raising a child, staying at home for some job? Why? When if you fell over and passed on, your job would replace you in a heartbeat. I don't understand it, guys. So there are women going to counseling struggling with the fact that they miss their child's young years for some job that can care less about him. Trying to keep your relationship going will also become extremely difficult. How in the world can you watch a baby all day or split your time between the baby and work and still be expected to get excited when your partner gets home? And sex, forget about it. That's what got you into this situation in the first place. See, guys, doesn't parenthood sound fun? Doesn't having a baby with a woman sound fun? Exactly. Because I hate being a mom. Is that normal? The reality is that it's quite normal to hate being a mom from time to time. When you decide to have a child, you gave up a huge chunk of your life. Now it's the baby's life that matters most. You'll eat last, sleep last, and just generally become last on your list of priorities. No, your husband or the baby's father is last. He's gonna eat last. He's last on the priority. How does it go with women and marriages with kids, guys? She's first, the kid's second, the dog, the cat, her family, and then you. Tell me I'm lying. Intrusive thoughts are a major issue for new mothers. These thoughts can include disturbing or violent content. For instance, you might find yourself thinking about what would happen if you walked away from your baby and never went back. Like I said, when she told that guy that she didn't like it very much, he was probably worried about the safety of her children. You never actually do it, of course, but simply having that thought may make you feel like the world's worst mom. The good news is that not only are you not a bad mom, but pretty much everyone has thoughts like this one from time to time. Says you may develop a serious mental illness. Please keep an eye on yourself for these warning signs. If you begin experiencing these symptoms, it's important to speak to a professional right away. Also, not sleeping is big for mothers. Everyone needs to sleep at least 7 hours a night. Being sleep deprived can cause you to look to 10 years older, and so can having a baby. Like, it also comes with high blood pressure, a slower metabolism, weight gain. Finally, you can suffer from depletion. This means exhausting or seriously decreasing your supply of something. So, emotional and physical fatigue. What to do when you don't like being a parent? Being a parent is hard, and the secret is that no one likes being one all the time. There are going to be plenty of times in your life that you will hate being a parent, and it starts at the same time that motherhood begins. Now that you know this, it's time to help yourself bounce back. When you have intrusive thoughts, or sleep deprived, or suffering from depletion, it's important to take some time for yourself. You may be thinking, how am I supposed to do that? But here's the thing, if you don't give yourself some self care, you're going to burn out even more quickly. Therefore, turn off your guilty inner voice, carve out some time to take a bubble bath, read a book, and take a nap. Um, let's say if you find yourself struggling as a result of becoming a mother, don't despair because there's help available. Reach out to someone. Um, Ultimately, the only way to start feeling better and to stop hating motherhood is to reach out for some help. By talking through your feelings, you can reach a much better state of being. The same guilt is exactly what prevents so many parents from getting the help they need. Okay, once again, imagine if a guy wrote this about hating being a dad. It wouldn't happen. And I don't feel sorry for any of these women because all of them chose to be a mom. I think that with current society has women thinking, well, just like how women are brainwashed to think that marriage is going to be completely different how it is, and men are different than how they think. I think they've done the same thing with motherhood. They think they're going to be happy all the time. That the baby's never gonna cry, that the baby's never gonna get sick, that that they can still be their high flying, jet setting corporate job and be a mom, or they can still go on trips 4 or 5 times a year. No, no, I hate being a mom, guys. I don't feel bad for any of these women. Do you? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I'd appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.